Isekai, the way of the future of anime. While some anime have done this genre some justice, there are others that have really hindered the growth of this theme, making it feel stale and repetitive. Thankfully, here in the thick of the summer season, we are finishing up a show that really gives new breadth and meaning to the genre. I'm Anthony from Anime Dumpster Dive, and I've been waiting so long to say this. Let's dive into Rising of the Shield Hero. Some of my personal favorites in this genre include Re:Zero and That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I did happen to watch 3 seasons of High School DxD, so I got that going for me, I guess. These shows demonstrate that being directly translated to another world comes with its hardships. Things like learning the culture, the magic system, and or any other useless skills that may or may not come up in the show again. Re:Zero's cooking montage come to mind? Rising of the Shield Hero starts off just as any show in the Isekai genre. A boy, Naofumi, gets transported via literacy to another world. But this is far from any wardrobe that we've seen, oh no. Naofumi now has to learn the rights, wrongs, ins and outs of the world while simultaneously having multiple obstacles in his path. Released during the halfway point of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, a show that absolutely holds your hand as the main character is learning new skills, the coolest part about Rising of the Shield Hero is that we grow with Naofumi as he learns without unnecessary exposition given by a narrator. Without spoiling the show in any way, Naofumi has to learn a skill to help further his party, and instead of a 3 to 4 minute exposition monologue of how he learned the skill, the show correctly demonstrates them with a short montage of him practicing and then perfecting that skill. Those thematic elements are well thought out and demonstrated multiple times throughout the show. I will say that my only gripe about this is that you have to pay attention because, as I mentioned above, the show does not hold your hand through explaining the meticulous elements of the world. The large cast of characters are well developed and underdeveloped when necessary. I'll explain why this is a good thing later. Thankfully though, our main characters' backstories are fleshed out and are therefore very likable. We see their emotion and determination, we see their anguish and drive as they grow throughout the series. And as for Naofumi, we learn enough about his past, and then are subsequently shown what type of person that he continuously grows into. This show gives its audience what it wants: character development. Well, at least me. In cases where certain characters are underdeveloped in their backstory, they are justly represented by their actions on screen. It's easy to ascertain which assertive spear hero asshole... sorry. It's easy to see why the 3 other heroes, or its supporting cast, or should I say, reoccurring characters, act the way that they do. As a viewer, I do not need any further explanation on this, as any episode that would have been dedicated to these characters would have felt forced. Instead, we have subtle growth of these characters through their interactions with Naofumi. I'd like to bring up at this point that the magic system and other elements of the character customization is badass, and the leveling system for characters is easy to understand as it is reminiscent to literally any RPG. Kill the monsters, gain the levels. Sell the monster parts, gain all the monies. Its overall concepts for weapons and spells are interesting and well thought out. The overall style of the show is fantasy, and thankfully it is not overly done. The original soundtrack is exciting and immersive. The art is beautifully executed from the backgrounds to the fight scenes, and oh my god, the fight scenes. They're captivating scenes that make you want to know what Naofumi and his party are going to do next. The allure of the fights and character design is absolutely enough for me to recommend this show by itself. I also want to take a beat on saying that me not mentioning the CGI, that's on purpose. That's good. That's not to say that I don't have some gripes. This is being released on a channel that is designed to say whether an anime is bad or not, after all. Being a 25-episode season, there were some pacing issues. Not where the show became stagnant or anything like that, just where we come off of some really big episodes, just to have the climax teased away. And while that's fun sometimes, it's not fun all the time. Along with the pacing I mentioned, if you are not paying attention or get distracted easily, this show does only a moderate job on its callbacks, so be prepared to go back and watch an episode or 3. If you are not familiar with how our rating system works here on Anime Dumpster Dive, let me fill you in. Trash is the absolute worst rating and has been deemed so by a community of individuals, and is aptly named. Recycling Bin, we're a show that is not one where we would go out of our way to recommend, but some people might find it entertaining enough. And finally, we have a Find, where a show that has been wrongly accused of being trash is of the highest caliber. You should stop what you're doing and watch these immediately. Rising of the Shield Hero immediately hooked me from the first few episodes. It's engaging and entertaining, its characters are some of the most interesting to watch, and I honestly look forward to its releases all the way up to the finale. The plot is interesting and quite honestly well put together. There isn't a lot of wasted runtime either, something that longer season anime struggle with. From start to finish, this show will be one that I guarantee you will remember. Rising of the Shield Hero is absolutely a find and deserves the top spot on your plan to watch list. If you liked Rising of the Shield Hero or this style of video, give us a thumbs up or leave a comment letting us know. Don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss another Anime Dumpster Dive review. For the full review of the Isekai Golden Boy that is Rising of the Shield Hero, keep a lookout for the Anime Dumpster Dive podcast. Thanks for watching and happy dumpster diving. This show gives its audience what it wants. Character development. Damn it.